just being led by your desires, you can have all these different things happen, right? Come on, man, but this is the one that really gets most people, man, ruins their lives or throws their lives in such a bad trajectory. It takes them another 10 or 15 years just to get back on track, right? If you sexually select poorly and you marry this person, man, you marry a person that you did not check them out all the way, man. I have a book called 30 Questions You Need to Ask Before You Have Sex, called the Thinking Man's ebook. It's 30 questions you need to ask somebody before you jump into bed with them. Because the days of just jumping around and being in the bed with people, even with condoms, that's really risky. That's really very risky. You don't ask this woman, are you married? Were you married? Did you, do you have any previous, are any of your baby daddies crazy? I mean, y'all don't ask none of this stuff, right? Because you're just trying to get in there, hit it, and get out of there, right? And I understand that, but unfortunately, you've been socialized to do that, right? You got content creators that's telling you to be out there doing stuff like this, right? But in my opinion, that's a bad way to go. It's a bad way to go. And today, if you're trying to live a long time. Now, if you're trying to, get yourself caught up at some point, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Have lots of casual sex, and at some point, you'll get caught up. Not to mention unplanned pregnancy and unwanted pregnancies. Not to mention that, right? Just a bad way to go. But poorly sexual selecting can have an issue. It can put you in so many bad situations. I did a video, a course on sexually selecting poorly. Just going over some of the issues that can happen to you sexually selecting poorly. One of the main ones is child support for a child you did not want, you didn't expect, right? You didn't want a child, but now you got a child. Now you got to pay child support for a child that you really didn't want to be involved with. You don't really want to be involved with, but now you got to do it, right? As you should. I mean, if you create this child, you should. But my point is, these are things that can be avoided by just taking your time and knowing what questions to ask and how to move from the answers you get, how to move from then on, right? You don't know how to recognize what's going on. How can you move forward? How can you do anything to make yourself be in a better place? Sexually selecting poorly, man, you can get alimony. And you can marry the woman and then she divorce you and you can get alimony, or you divorce her and you have to pay alimony. You can pay child support. You can be asked to pay child support. Let's say you marry a woman that has previous children from a previous relationship and you've been taking care of these people for 4 or 5 years, 6, maybe even 10. You can be asked to pay child support for non-biological children. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Oh no, Clarence, I can't. No, it can't happen. No, a woman can. This can happen to a woman too. If you were the major breadwinner, if the woman was the major breadwinner, she could be asked to pay child support for non-biological children. These things can happen anyway. It mostly happens to men. I mean, I'll give you that. It's probably 80% of this time happens to men. 80% of this happens to men. But women, it's gonna happen to women too, right? Poor sexual select. That person can just drain you dry. They can go through your bank accounts. They can just emotionally tear your life apart, tear your children's life apart. A poor sexual select can set you back 10 or 15 years, just like that. They can pretty much put you out of commission for 10 or 15 years, right? Not to mention the time you actually spent with that person. But now you got to spend all this other time trying to correct this stuff emotional situations or financial issues that they have inspired you to be a part of, because you thought you thought at some point that person was going to turn it around, right? You saw signs in the beginning that they were not the kind of person that you needed to be, but maybe you didn't. Like I said, I got a book that is called the Thinking Man's ebook. Over 30 questions you need to be asked somebody before you actually get into bed with them, right? You need to know this information, man. You need to know this stuff before you start laying down with somebody, and then you start saying, "Oh man, you already laying in the bed with them." And see, a lot of these people, man, are narcissistic. They know they got problems. They know they got problems. They are self-aware, but they know that. So in order to keep people around, because they've been dumped a lot of times, so now they know they have the head start of knowing that how to keep you around, and that is to increase the sexual tension. That's what they do. That's the trick they use most of the time. It's, in particular, women. That's the trick they use most of the time to keep you interested when they know they got issues, right? They increase the sexual tension. How do you mean they increase the sexual tension? They just start talking about sex more, or they find out what you like about sex, so they know they know they got your playbook. They know what when you start asking questions. Wait a minute, this don't look right, and you start asking questions. What they do to try to throw you off the trail is start bumping up the sexual tension. They start talking about sex more. They start talking about the kind of sex you like more. Why? Because they know what's going to happen. They've been ghosted before. They already know. They know if they let you continue to ask questions, you get the answers to the questions you asking, you're going to say to yourself, as a normal person, this ain't for me. This situation ain't for me. They know it's already, man. I know they look like a poor little lamb, but they know. These poor little lambs know. So, and a poor sexual select, man, can just cost you in money, emotions, time, everything, man. They can just ruin your life. They can ruin your financial life. They can ruin your emotional life. They can ruin your family. They can just, because some of them are so slick, man. What they do is they'll pull you away from family members they know. They know family members can see through them, so they will keep you away from those family members. Especially your mother or your father, they keep you away from them, or your brothers and sisters, your immediate family. They try to keep you away from them because they know this person see right through their ass, right? But how they gonna get see, they know if I let you keep talking to this person, then you're gonna be, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna smarten you up. So I gotta keep you away from them. Oh no, you shouldn't talk to that aunt. You shouldn't talk to that person. They think they good. They think they too good. They think they are, and they always have these reasons why they don't get along with your family members who you've been getting along with for all your life, right? Or your friends, man. You got friends that is, depending on how deep your friendships are, man, they would try to keep you away from your friends. They try to keep you away from your friends, right? Friends will put you up on the game, right? They know your friends will put you up on the game. So they'll be like, why you hanging out with him? Why you hanging out with him? I don't like him. Why? I just don't. Oh. Watch out for, man. See, man, we as men, man, we gotta watch out for stuff that don't make no sense, man. When a woman say something that don't make no sense, why you can't tell me why you don't like this? No, I just don't like it. That gotta tell. See, but we so used to our mothers doing stuff like that, we accept that, right? You so used to your mother just saying, I just don't like this person, right? I remember one time, well, anyway, I ain't gonna go into that story, but just our mothers can have these type of mentalities because they were raised in a certain era. Now, in today's era, it doesn't pay to just not know what's going on. You need to know what's going on, right? And a poor sexual select can put you in such a bad situation. Man, some people never get out of it. Some people never get out of it. And why put yourself in that situation when you got we got the information to arm ourselves with this stuff, right? But I'm gonna tell you, here's the reason why most people don't want to do it. Here's the reason why most people ain't gonna ask these questions that I have for you. There are over 30 plus questions that I have for you that will help you in selecting sexually better. Here's why you ain't gonna do it: because it's going to cut down on the number of people that you have. It's gonna dramatically cut down on the number of partners you have. And if that's important to you, the number of partners, then this is going to definitely cut that down. To me, I'd rather have the quality over the quantity. But you listen to some of these content creators, they're telling you quantity is better than quality, right? That's what they're telling you. Don't even talk to me if you haven't had over 30 encounters, or you haven't been with 50 women or whatever. Bro, being with 50 women, right? What good is being with 50 bad women instead of being with 2 good women? 2 good women outweigh 50 bad women, in my opinion. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? I'm just your little brother trying to help you, right? What do I know? But sexually selecting poorly, man, that's how you get yourself caught up. You can get caught up in a bad marriage, bad relationship. You can get caught up in trying to co-parent with somebody who is unreasonable. Some of y'all have sex with some of these crazy women, and you're like, yeah, until she call you and say, oh, by the way, I'm pregnant, it's yours. That conversation right there is going to change your whole life. I thought you was on birth control. I know, but something must have went wrong. That's moot now. We got to co-parent. You got to try to co-parent with somebody who's unreasonable. I want $50,000 a month for child support. It does not cost $50,000 a month to raise a child. It just doesn't. That just doesn't. I don't know no place on the planet where it costs $50,000 to raise a child. You know what I'm saying? But see, some of these people are not going to be reasonable. See, you opening the door for another person to control your life, right? You poorly selecting sexually. You just putting your hands in. You basically putting your life in the person who you selected hands. And if you haven't cleared them and vetted them and investigated them and checked out their lifestyle and their character, then obviously you're just rolling the dice. And when you roll the dice, the woman is the house. The woman is the dealer, right? It's like when you go into the casino. The casino is going to win 99% of the time, right? The woman is going to win 99% of the time. Why? Because the court system is against men. The court system is against men. Why you think the court system is against men? Because y'all Negroes don't vote. Who do you think vote these judges and these district attorneys in? Women. You think that these judges are going to go against the people that voted them in? They know these women are voting them in. You think they're gonna go? Who do you think they're gonna be more sympathetic to? You, who don't even go vote, or the women that voted them in? See, we ain't thinking right. We ain't thinking like normal people. The court system is against men. Why is it against men? Why is it like that? Because you don't vote. You ain't taking action to see you can do something about the situation, but you ain't gonna do it. Right? You rather just complain about it. Right? Remember the old story? Man pulls into a gas station. He gets out of his car. He goes into the store. As he's going up to the store, there's a dog right by the door. Right? He walks past the dog, goes in, pays for the gas, comes back out, starts pumping the gas, right? as he's pumping his gas, the owner of the shop comes outside just to take a look around, see what's going on. The dog is still at the front of the door, right? So the customer that went in and paid for the gas, he asked the owner, he said, hey, what's wrong with your dog, man? Maybe you need to take him to the hospital. He looks like he's in real pain. The owner said, yeah, he is in pain. He said, well, why don't you do something for him? He said, what's wrong with him? The customer, he said, what's wrong with your dog? He said, he's laying on a nail. He's laying on a nail. And it's poking him. So the guy pumping his gas said, well, why don't he get up? And the owner of the gas station said, he's too lazy to get up off of it. So he'd rather just lay there and complain about it. He could just get up and walk out. He can get up and get off of it, but he's too lazy to do that. He'd rather just lay on the nail and, ooh. That's us as black men, man. We're too lazy to get out there and do something. So we'd rather complain about it. The court system is against men. The only reason why the court system is against men is because you won't vote. You and me, and we won't get out there and vote. We won't have a stronger presence. But I work all day. Shit, these women are working, taking care of children, fixing the dinner. They doing stuff too. And they find a way to get out there and vote. Most of them. Right? We got to stop with the excuses, man. We got to stop with the excuses. Oh, like somebody told me, oh, Clarence, you don't know. See, you don't know. You ain't been out here. These women today is different than women. Really? They different, huh? Back in my day, they wanted to be provided for, protected. They wanted to be, they wanted to make sure that they had somebody who would help them raise their children in a proper way, in the most productive way. They want to live in a clean home, a nice home. They want to have a nice, clean cars. And they want to, be able to spend time with their family and grow their family, right? I guess that's all different today. Women don't really want that today, right? I'm not saying there isn't a percentage of women that don't want that. But basically, if you break it down, most women really want that in some form or another. Now, some of them are a little more delusional than others of those ideologies. But if you go to most women have an understanding of what that means. Most women are pretty much the same. I don't care. You can cross nationalities, you can cross ethnicities. They're pretty much the same. They're pretty much the same. They want to live in a safe, clean environment, and they want a safe, clean environment for their children. Pretty much. Some of them want excess. Some of them want excess. But most women, they don't need excess. They just want a clean environment, clean and safe environment for their children, for themselves and their children. But it's so different today. It's so different today. Why? Because of the type of women y'all deal with. You ain't asking these questions. See, I'm gonna tell you the purpose of these questions that I put together for you. I put together this ebook for you so that you could eliminate 99% of the women out there. You could eliminate them. Let the next man win. That's my philosophy. Let the next man win. See, I ain't gotta win. You can win. But if you win, I'ma win. Cause I'ma always keep my autonomy. I'ma always be able to move and do what I need to do if you win. Right? You got this philosophy, I'm gonna take this woman from you. I'm taking her from you. You can have her. You ain't gotta take nothing from me. You can have her. You can have a woman that is willing to be with you. That no, you can. There's no taking no woman. You can have her. I'll drop her off to you. If she want to be with you, that's fine. That's fine with me. But some of y'all ain't got the stomach to do something like that, right? No, I'm gonna go confront him. I'm gonna go confront. And I've been there. I've been dumb enough to do stuff like that. But I had to learn, man, why am I mad at this man when she is going and being with this man and then coming back here? That's crazy. Why are you going and being out there with this man and you coming back to be with me, around me, or still conversating with me? No, it's me. She ain't the one with the problem. He ain't the one with the problem. I'm the one with the problem. I gotta recognize when I'm being violated and just say, I do that. I had to go through a lot to recognize that and be able to learn how to do that. Because once you violate yourself, man, people are gonna, you know what I'm saying? Once people gonna realize they can violate you and you ain't gonna do nothing about it, for whatever reason, they gonna come at you. All right, y'all. So let's finish this up. Sexual selecting poorly, that is going to ruin your life, man. That's one thing that can ruin your life. You can sexually select with somebody who is irrational, unreasonable, and it's your fault because you didn't take the time to investigate the mentality, the current mentality. You didn't look for the red flags. The red flags you got that when you see double standards. So you see irrational thinking. Double standards is an irrational thinking. That's an irrational thinking. It's a double standard where two people can do the same exact thing, but one person, it's okay for the other one person to do it, and it's not okay for the other person to do it. No, unless you can show where the violation will come at some point, in particular for one person. How that's a double standard that can't fly, doesn't fly. But see, we gonna let this happen, right? Nobody should be. Double standards are, like I said, it's a mentality where another person. These are that's a what do you call that? A signal, a sign of mental instability. So what you want in a person that you're trying to maybe consider being in a intimate setting with, you want somebody who's mentally stable, right? That way, let's say things don't work out, at least this person is stable enough to walk away from, right? Or let's say you unfortunately you have a child that you weren't expecting to have, right? Conception occurs, right? But at least you have somebody who is mentally stable enough and that they are reasonable, that you can make a reasonable accommodation with. Some of these people ain't reasonable. They're just not. I know somebody like that right now. But the other person just not reasonable at all. And they know what's right, but they won't do it. It's a sad situation. It's a sad situation. But like I said, the only thing I can do is comment. Can't force anybody to do anything. I'm not the ultimate at the middle of it, right? Also, you don't want to pick a person. A poor sexual select can make accusations, especially to women to men. A woman can make an accusation. All they need to do is make an accusation. They don't have to have no proof, evidence, nothing. They can just ruin your life with an accusation, right? All women are nice when you first meet them. They're all nice when you first meet them. As they get more comfortable, the facade starts to crumble. And then you start seeing who you're really dealing with. Men are like this too, so I'm not gonna say just men. Just women are like that. But I'm talking to the men right now. I had to do a separate video for just women as well. But women can really put you in a fix, man. An irresponsible, unreasonable, irrational, vindictive woman can put you in a situation where your life is tore up. Your life is tore up, man. It can put you in such a bad situation. But ultimately, And then for you to, some people will say, well, these women. Why? Why are these women so able to put you in this situation? Why? Because we as men will not remove them from the sexual selection process. See, women will remove you from the sexual selection process if you don't fit the criteria they have for you. You ain't tall enough. See, I like them tall. I like them over 6 feet. I want somebody with 6 figures. See, they remove you from the sexual selection process. They just remove you, right? So what do you got to do? Oh, well, get your game up, get your weight up, right? To re-enter the sexual selection process, you got to go out and do something and then try to re-enter, right? We don't do that for women, right? I don't care how big a woman is or how nasty her attitude is. There's always somebody that's gonna try that will still sleep with her. That's confusing to women. That's confusing to them because that confuses them. They say to themselves, I don't have to be a good person. I'm going to get people to want to be with me, and it doesn't matter how bad of a person I am. I don't have to improve. The rest of us have to improve, right? You have to improve. When they put you out of the sexual selection process, you got to improve. Oh, I'm making 60 grand. I got to bump my stuff up to 100 grand. So let me go to night school. Let me go you got to do a whole bunch of stuff to improve, to get back, to try to re-enter the sexual selection process. We don't do that to women, right? I don't care how nasty of an attitude somebody have. I don't care how crazy she look. There's always somebody that's gonna be in her DMs. There's always somebody that's gonna be willing to sleep with her. There's always somebody. And we as a group, as men, as a group, we need to fight that mentality. It's not your fault. You've been socialized to be a sexual deviant, so it's not your fault all the way, but it is your fault when now you know you need to apply the discipline that you need to apply so that you won't do that. And we can just stop doing that as a group. Because if we as a group eliminate these people from the dating pool, the ones that are unreasonable, irrational, irresponsible, if we remove them from the sexual selection process, they're going to have to improve to come back and re-enter, right? Just like men do. It's a simple philosophy. But the simps are the reason why this happens, right? They're the ones that's out there, and because they have such a thirst for a sexual contact, because they have been socialized to connect the number of sexual contacts with their manhood, so they don't feel like they're a man unless they're able to sleep with all these different women. Therefore, they're on this mission, right? No matter how poor the girl's attitude is, no matter how bad of a person she is, no matter how stank she smells, no matter how bad she looks, no matter how bad she is as a person, it's always somebody there. So that's something we need to work on. But until we can all get together and fix that problem, you need to get these 30 questions. Get these questions that I have for you to ask. Clarence, I ain't asking that. Then I ain't gonna be getting nothing. You ain't getting nothing now. What you talking about? You ain't getting nothing now. And if you are, cool. But if you trying to constantly rotate, I mean, bro, the time to do that is over, right? It's over, man. It's over when you could do stuff like that. It's a new day. And either you're going to learn the easy way or you're going to learn the hard way. The hard way is when the people come and pick you up and they take you to the place. As my man Skip would say. The people come and get you and they take you to the place. You want to learn in the place? Or you want to learn out here on the street? That's what I would want to do, learn out on the street. Anyway, family, this is I just want to tell you 3 things that can ruin your life. Violating someone else, violating yourself, and poorly sexually selecting. Those 3 things can absolutely destroy your life, and it takes so much time to try to even remotely put it back on track. that it's just, so why don't we just start from the beginning, not doing those 3 things, and then see how much better your life can be, man. Just see how much better your life can be, right? All right, family, if you got any questions or anything like that, you want to get a hold of this book that I'm telling you about, contact me and find out how you can get it, and I'll let you know how you can get it, man. But really good book, and just asks a lot of questions that anybody should ask when they are trying to sexually select. And like I said, it's going to remove a lot of people from your sexual selection process for you. But you'll thank me later, because the people that it's going to remove, they needed to be removed, right? You don't even need you, don't get hooked, get caught on these attraction hooks. If you want to know what attraction hooks I'm talking about, go on over to my other page, and you can see go get the free course, and then you can see what attraction hooks I'm talking about. But anyway, shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to the brotherhood, man. This wasn't to make you look bad or make us look bad. It was just to tell us that, there's a right way to go into manhood, and there's a wrong way to go into manhood, and we don't want to go in the wrong way by violating other people. This world, in this America, the media and the TV and the TV, the internet, and the radio, and all the mass media pretty much teaches us as men, or socializes us as men, to be these impulsive sexual deviants, and we got to recognize that so we can stop putting ourselves in bad situations behind women. All right, y'all. Y'all tell me what y'all think, and remember, try to follow these 3 rules so you don't get yourself in that much trouble. All right, peace, y'all.